Hello everybody and welcome to another beautiful interview with not one but two goddesses. I'm super honored to be back and bringing you an incredible interview with these two beautiful women who have gone through the whole Rythmia program and want to share with you their miracles. And this week has been just such a blessing. We've had Taita Juanito and the whole Colombian tribe here. And if you're not familiar with Taita and his work and his presence and his just amazingness, he is from a very, very, very long lineage, stemming back like 5,000 years from the Amazon of pure healing, tribal, just awesomeness. And they bring the medicine to the world now, and they are bringing the medicine all over the globe. And they come here every quarter, and they help to heal people with this beautiful sacred medicine. And they use the Yahe version, which is a very purgative, not the nicest tasting, very thick medicine, but it really works and it's extremely powerful. And it does exactly what it's needed to do. And it goes in deep and draws out all the trauma, all the toxins, anything stored in you, and heals you on a very, 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 very deep level, which these ladies will share with you. And it's been a full house. It's always fully booked when Taita's here. And it's been nothing short of a miracle for everybody. It's been a truly, truly, truly beautiful week. And if you don't know much about Rythmia, then check out Shit the Moon Said, which is Gerry's book. It's a story of sex, drugs, and ayahuasca, which is just so funny. If you know Gerry, you know his sense of humor, you know the way he goes and the way he does things. It's all in this book, so check it out. And there's also an audio version on Audible, I believe, Amazon. So without further ado, we're going to get into today's interview with these goddesses. Welcome. We have V from San Francisco and we have Lisa from Florida. Hello, ladies.
Hello.
Thank you for coming here. I know it was such divine alignment to get you both here, and it was very last minute, but it's so meant to be.
Perfect.
Totally. So what we're going to do is we're going to just start with how ayahuasca called you both. So if you want to start, V, and just say, because you've been here, this is your fourth time.
It's my fourth time.
Soldier!
I just can't get enough.
I know. I know the feeling.
Well, I have lots of work to do. I haven't quite figured it out.
I know the feeling.
It's beautiful every time I come here. It's just so magnificent. I have been a corporate type for the last 18 years. I've worked in tech in Silicon Valley and had an amazing, illustrious career and been very blessed to work with some of the top names. And but something was missing in my life, and I couldn't quite put my finger on it. And I was just, even though I was being promoted and going higher and higher, there was just something that was just not in alignment for me. And I just felt myself getting sadder and more miserable and just couldn't connect and wanted a sense of belonging somewhere. And I just didn't feel like I knew where I belonged. Mm-hmm. And so, as luck would have it, a friend of mine was coming to visit me, and I was like, how do I tell her I don't want her to come and visit me, but I need to go somewhere, maybe a yoga or a meditation retreat, because I knew I had to go inwards to find the answers. And I literally typed into Google retreat, and Rythmia came up. And I was like, what is this, And then I read it was like something like 19 local, organic, clean meals, 21 yoga classes, AM and PM, 5 breathwork classes, 4 kilometers, and it went on and on and on. And at the end, very small print, it said plant medicine. And I was like, oh, that must be a facial, I had no idea. I thought it was like a seaweed wrap or something. And then I started to read the TripAdvisor reviews, and then, slowly the name, more plant medicine kind of things, and people saying that they got their miracle came up. And then finally I found the word ayahuasca, in about 40 reviews in. It was hard people didn't mention the name at all. And I was like, what's this? So I went on YouTube and Googled and scared myself silly watching all these videos. And then something just internally said, don't watch anymore. That's it. You know enough. And then I asked my friend and pitched it to her, and she was like, yeah, we're going to go and we're going to do all 4 ceremonies. And she's such a prude, and I love her to bits. Hi there, if you're out there and watching this. And but she just called it in for us both, and then we turned up here. And we still were undecided. We were prudish types, you know, we've never done anything like this before, and, you know, and so it was like a beautiful experience when we got here. We saw the group that was leaving, and we just saw how calm and connected they were, and they just hugged each other with so much love. And I was so convinced that they knew each other, and they were like from, you know, somewhere like a corporate company that came together or something like that. And then I asked someone, and they said, no, they were strangers a week ago. And we found this girl, and a bunch of us kind of rounded her up to the side, and she was about to leave, and we were like, should we do this? And her name's Raji, and she's amazing. And if you're out there, Raji, hey, I watch her videos as well, because she's got some great videos on this. And she was just like, it's going to be the most beautiful and the most traumatic thing you've ever done, but it's going to be so healing. And there was just something in her presence that made me think, it's okay, just do it. And then we did it. And that was the first time. And it was so healing, and I got my miracle the first week. And I keep coming back, and I keep getting more and more every time I come.
So beautiful. We'll go deeper into your past experiences and then move forward into this week, because I know a lot has happened for you, and I am so proud. And it all makes sense. And you'll understand when she shares her story. It's just incredible. And it's exactly what happened to me. So it's like, it's just beautiful to see it happening in you as well. But we won't spill the beans just yet. And you, beautiful. So this is your very first time doing it. So tell us a bit about you and how ayahuasca found you and what life was like before this week.
Well, I'm in the corporate world as well. I'm a corporate attorney, and I've been in the corporate world for, I guess, over 30 years now. And I just had reached the point to where I felt lost, just like I just cannot get up and do this one more day. And my company just recently got sold, and I found myself turning down an offer. And I'm like, I lost my mind. And I had been thinking about Rythmia for 2 years. And, you know, because I had found out about through the documentary.
The Reality of Truth?
The Reality of Truth, yeah. And, but, you know, it's so outside my mainstream that it took 2 years to kind of start to put it in my reality. You could go to this. This is something that it's attainable. And I had purposed January of this year. I said, I really want to try to go in December. And then when my company got sold, I said, oh, I'm going to be out of a job. You know, something I probably shouldn't be spending on, that kind of thing. And then once I turned down the position, I was like, you know what? You need to get your act together, get out there and understand what it is that you want to do with the rest of your life. And, you know, and so I booked, and I just got blessed to get it on Tida week. I, you know, was not expecting that. I know that's almost unheard of.
It's very hard to get in.
And also to get V as a roommate is it's like the universe was looking out for me, you know.
Do you want to tell us a bit of a story about that, how you both met?
Well, I was supposed to, I came down with a friend, and we were supposed to be assigned the same rooms. And my friend came a day earlier, and when she got here, they actually paired her up with somebody else, and I was so in my head about it. And she texted me, and she said, just to let you know that we're not together, we're in different rooms. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, how could they put me in a different room? You know, we came together and everything, but you get what you need to get. And it's so divinely orchestrated. And, you know, I just let it go. I was just like, just let it go, because I've come here enough times that I know to let you go.
Yeah.
And so I let it go, and then I met with Lisa, and she was just such a magnificent divine presence, and, you know, it was meant to happen. We've just aligned so much. You know, we just kind of like go to sleep at the same time, and she was like the perfect roommate, and we look out for each other all week. And that's how everybody is here. You know, it's just in divine alignment.
Yeah, I actually had, you know, said a little prayer that, because I was nervous who I'll be with, this is something new, and I was really hoping to get someone with some experience, but I was like, you know, God, whatever is your will, I'm going to, you know, be happy with whoever my, you know, roommate is. And when I met V, I was like, oh, you do love me.
You have powerful breath.
And how funny that you're both in the corporate world, you know, and coming from such a left brain, quite masculine kind of environment to come into a divine feminine mother energy. and like, you know, get a perfect balance, and then to be brought together, you know, because that it just it's definitely meant to be. You know, you can. I love that how friendships and relationships are even fused here. I mean, you know, Kimberly and Tommy have fallen in love this week, and it's just like it's just such a beautiful place to meet people from the soul, from the true essence of you. You know, we go to war together, we become a tribe, we get vulnerable together, and then it stems true friendships, not from the ego. You know, it's just beautiful, and it's beautiful to really witness this with you both, because you're both goddesses in your own right, but coming together, unstoppable.
I'm sorry. It's so interesting you say that, because we actually had conversations about, you know, being women in the corporate world. You use a lot of masculine energy and not so much your feminine energy, and you start to walk and live in that, and you get a little out of balance. And we both resonated with that we need to be balanced.
Well, I'm so glad ayahuasca has called you both, because I know myself that I believe that everybody in the world should have at least one cup, even just to get that balance back, like you're saying. Because sometimes we can, especially being women, it's, you know, we want equal rights, and we want to be respected and seen in equal pay and everything, but then, you know, we get a little bit out of balance trying and striving to live in such a masculine world. So it's nice to just come in and check in with a plant that is a mother energy, just to let us get back to, you know, the balance, the true balance. And it's beautiful. But you both look like goddesses. I don't see any masculine.
I think that we've got our flowy dresses.
We're
not wearing jeans or anything that we usually wear. We just want to wear dresses all day.
I'm usually suits.
You both want the dresses well. FYI. I'm Oh, I love this so much. It's just such an honor to be with you both. So let's get into your previous experiences. You can just round up what happened for you the last 3 times. Just give us some peak experiences of what happened.
I think, you know, it's really hard to round up highlights, because every ceremony has highlights. And, you know, for me personally, as I said, I was lost in the corporate world, and, you know, it's all about like getting to the next level, earning more money, and the bigger house you have in California, the better it is, and all of this. And I just didn't feel like that was my path, and I was just felt so like in misalignment with it. But also just it surrounds you, you know, and it's the way you're measured is, you know, having those things, that kind of money and
the material world.
And I was just shown the first week that there's so much abundance in this world, and it's not necessarily around the money side. You know, there's abundance in relationships and love, and if you're emanating the love and the relationships are strong for you, then that's the biggest currency you have. And for me, that was my miracle, to be honest with you. And I just felt such a sense of belonging in that world versus the world I was in. And I just had amazing healers around me. Candice is amazing. Just wait till you get to meet her and see the other things that she does. She's a woman of many, many talents, and such an amazing healer. And she's just one of the many staff here that just are so, just give everything that they can give you to make you feel as comfortable as possible. From the people who give you your drinks, to the people who clean the tables, to the people who check you in, they are just amazing people. And from the shamans and the assistants, I just felt so much love emanating. And the biggest thing for me, and I'm sure you're the same, as women, we just want to be in a really safe space. And for me, Rythmia was that space, safe space. And I wouldn't have come back 4 times if it wasn't safe. And, you know, as women, you hear like so many things about ayahuasca and places that aren't safe. And I just never have got that here. You know, I've always felt comfortable and calm, and like that I can be the best version of myself. And that was my miracle, is to be the best version of myself. And then slowly other things have unfolded in my life. I recently quit my corporate job, which, you know, I'm very grateful to everything that they gave me, but my path is a little bit different. And slowly things are unfolding for me. I'm spending more time with my family. I'm traveling a lot more. I'm just enjoying my life. You know, I just realized that I was putting everything on hold for something till a certain time, or till a certain person came into my life. And I just don't put things on hold anymore. I'm grateful for every day, and I'm blessed. And I wake up and I say, thank God I woke up, and this world's beautiful and let me enjoy it.
It's so true. We're always striving for success. You know, it's always striving for that will make me happy. If I have that much money, then I'll be happy. If I meet that person, then I'll be happy. But the true happiness is inside. It's like, this is what the medicine teaches us. It's like you have everything within you. You know, there's so many people out there that feel alone or feel like they're not enough. And this medicine, as you know, goes in and just shows us that we are everything that we need. We don't need somebody else to validate us. We don't need that fancy car, that house. We don't need all that. Once we are whole and complete, then that's when abundance in every form comes. You know, it's just like the energy we are, it just starts coming back. It's so beautiful, isn't it? It's just...
And as Carlos says, who's one of the interpreters for Titan, he's amazing.
He's a legend. We love Carlos. Love you, Carlos. Yeah.
As he says, you know, when you strive for something from an abundance point of view, that's monetary and materialistic, then you never get there, because when you get it, then there's the next thing, then there's the next thing, and that's why there's no happiness in there. There really isn't, and it's just, you know, when you come here, you realize what you kind of like get like realigned in terms and retuned as to what true happiness is, and you know. And it's also about like just feeling I take better care of my body than I ever had. You know, I used to eat out, which is so easy for corporate types because we work such long days. And, you know, I've been eating clean food. I lost 16 pounds when I got here. And, you know, I've been working it. I'm trying to figure out my size. I haven't quite figured that out, but I think it's finally landing. And, you know, just feel healthier. Just the breath work, all of the healing modalities here as well, the massage, everything. They have amazing mud baths and pools, and just even the people you meet, everybody gives you so much, and your journey just unwinds every week. You know, every day your journey just unwinds, and even when you go back, things that didn't make sense, they start to make more and more sense.
It's true, because they say, you know, 50% of the work is here in the ceremony, but then 50% is outside in the ceremony of life. You know, you can't, it's not like taking a magic pill and then ta-da, everything's done. It's like we are given these downloads, we're cleansed, and then it's up to us to put in the homework, you know, to make it, the integration process is so important. And Carlos does an amazing video on that. We'll have to share a link. He's got a beautiful video about how to integrate this medicine, and he speaks so eloquently and so beautifully, and it's such an important part because we do everything we can for you, and Dr. Jeff is on call when you leave. If you need anything, I'm always here for you. But just moving forward, it's like it's up to you to really take a stand and put into practice what the mother has taught you. It's just, it's like, you know, you really wanting it and showing the mother, the universe, that you're ready to be that version of yourself that she has shown you that you are destined to be. And then it just unfolds so beautifully from there. It's really powerful, and I love being in the medicine. It's such a gift, and if you haven't tried it yet, you seriously should get yourself here, because this is a beautiful and safe environment. Like they were saying, it's I couldn't imagine being anywhere else. So we'll get into this week. So let's start. So you both came on Sunday, and you did the breath work on the Sunday.
I did.
Do you want to explain a little bit about was that your first ever breath work experience?
It was, and it was wonderful. Just starting through learning how to breathe, and it's amazing how we breathe every day, every second, you know, and yet we don't really know how to breathe.
So we're not taught from birth, like how to properly breathe.
Right. Yeah. And it's too shallow, and you know, and the good thing about this is it's free. You know, you can take it home, and it's a tool that you can use it to get you through the rest of your life, and it's with you as long as you have breath.
Yeah, and it's such a powerful experience. Like I always say, when I first came here as a guest, and they were like, "You're going to be breathing for an hour." I was like, "Well, no, I've got so many other things to do than breathe for an hour. Like, don't I do that anyway?" And then when I'd done it, and the technique and the guides that were around, I had the most profound experience, released a lot of trauma, and then I shut my mouth and became a full believer in really truly getting the pranic life force in. And it is super, super, super powerful. It's on par with drinking the medicine. Because like what I say is, there's many doors to the same source. You know, even religion and meditation, plant medicine, all are connecting us back to that source. And breath work is one of those doors that we can go through to really connect in. Like, I have the most powerful visions now when I connect into my breath properly, and it's powerful beyond belief. And like you say, it's free. We can do it whenever. We just need to take the time. And like, you know, it's just like having the self-discipline to love yourself enough to stop for even 5 minutes and be really mindful and have the intention into that breath. And then you start feeling the body buzzing, and you know, you're alkalizing your whole system. It's powerful. So if you haven't checked that out, check out breath work. There's Christian Minson is our head breathwork guy here, and I believe he's got some information online. I'll again find out a link, but get here and try it here with us, because combined with the medicine, it's even more powerful. Like, really, the two combined, it's mind-blowing.
Yeah, and I know people who have come and just done breath work.
Yeah.
Because the ayahuasca, they still weren't 100% sure, and very few and far between, because by the time they get here, Mother Ayahuasca's already calling them.
And Gerry does his talk, and they're like, sold.
You know, but, you know, one or two have just done breath work and have just had that same miracle and, you know, profound insights as well.
And we have like dedicated breathwork weeks here, because we know a lot of people, you know, either can't because of certain medications they're on, or just simply don't want to, don't feel ready yet. But you can still come here and experience all that Rythmia has to offer, but you don't have to necessarily do the plant medicine, because breathwork is super powerful on its own. And we, when we've had breathwork weeks, we've had like 100% miracle rate. So it's just, there's proof in the pudding, they say. So let's start with you on your Monday ceremony.
Well, Monday was all about, you know, show me who I've become. And it was a tough night for me, I'll be honest with you. I didn't like seeing what I have become, and the medicine shows you. It doesn't, you know, she's gentle, but she doesn't hold back. And, you know, I went all the way back into, you know, things with my childhood, my mother, my grandmother, my sister, and I could see I had so much fear in my life, and I could see I had become a type A personality to try to overcome and feel safe, and that was my ego's way of trying to protect me. And I saw all of that night, and I saw every fear of relationships, because I don't want to be hurt, and I saw where it sourced from, you know, from when I was a child, and my mother was not very nurturing, and it showed me. My father was killed in a car accident when he was 21. My mother married very young, and I was like 2. And so she, you know, I had a sibling as well, and, you know, so she was a widow of 2 children, so she couldn't, it showed me, she nurtured me as best she could, but that she was in mourning herself. And I saw that, you know, also the lack of nurturing she got. And I mean, it shows you relationships that are bad and what your part of it is. And so it doesn't feel good seeing where you think something's always someone else's fault. Someone's done you wrong. And when you see for the first time that it doesn't have to be that way, and that you also contributed to it, and that you can change it. It was a magnificent revelation for me, but it was painful. It was very, very painful.
And there's so much power in when you're able to see the truth of what it all is, forgive the unforgivable in somebody else, and then see that it was all perfect. Then that's when true freedom comes, because it's like, well, if that hadn't have happened, you wouldn't be who you are today. You wouldn't be here. And it's like, it's the push that you needed in a way. It's like, it's the same with me. If I had have had the family that I wanted, or the situation back home that I wanted, I would never have traveled the world and then been at this point here. So it's like, everything is perfect in our lives, and it's a beautiful like realization to get to, and to be at that point of freedom, like true freedom.
By the end of that night, I was asking for forgiveness. That's how I saw clarity. You know,
that's true freedom there. That's beautiful. So Monday was with the resident German shamans, Anke and Mary Lou. Have you drunk with them before?
No, it was my first time. I was nervous, but because I didn't know them and they kind of had been here quite
Yeah,
often.
you're used to,
used to some of the shamans, so I was a bit nervous. And I just had to let go again.
Yeah.
You know, for me, it was just about letting go and trusting. And I drank with them, and I was like, okay, well, let's go back to, you know, show me who I've become now.
Yeah.
You know, because I've done the work, I've gone back, I've integrated, and it said, you are becoming V. You are becoming.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, that's interesting. And it said, more to unfold. Please hold. And you know, and then the subsequent ceremonies have been telling me more and more.
Oh, it's so beautiful. I love it so much. I love it when people come and they go deeper, because it's like you can come and lots of people come and they get everything they need and then they don't come back. But some people have a deep calling like myself. It's just I just wanted to keep healing. I just wanted to keep. I had years and years of trauma and shit, and I was like, I know I'm going to be in this for a very long time. And the same as you, it's like you keep coming back, but there's always another version. And some people say, you know, aren't you healed yet? You know, haven't you drunk enough medicine? It's like it's just a constant like healing. You know, I could purge out yesterday's shit. You know, I could have had an argument or anything, and I could have like got that out instead of storing it. So for me, it's like the more medicine I'm drinking, the better. Like, I drink 2-3 times a week sometimes, and it's just so powerful. And especially a tighter week, his brew, his energy, his lineage, everything about him, and the fact that he can go into everyone's visions and help and see, and you know, just this presence and ability that he brings is so profound and amazing, isn't it? It's just
and he's such a compassionate, humble soul, and you don't see any ego in him. You don't see. I've drank with him many times now, and I don't ever see a change. His personality is always just really, really
so
chill.
Bueno.
Yeah, that's his favorite word, right? So, just an amazing human being, and just emanates compassion for everyone.
He really is. He brings because when he comes here, you can tell for us as staff, it's like energy just gets shifted, and then we all get reconfigured, you know, because it's like, you know, we're working week in, week out, new groups and stuff. And when he comes, it's like we get a reboot. You know, we don't feel that we need it, but like, he knows that we need it. He's like, no. And it's just a little bit of a shift that happens, and then it's just like, oh, okay. Yeah. And it's just profound. Yeah. And then, so let's get on to Tuesday. So Tuesday with, I was there. Best. I love Tuesdays. Yeah. So Brad, Scott, Sarah, it was like a 2-for-1. It was like a Brad ceremony, and then it turned into a Sarah ceremony. So it was like the way Brad does it. I love him. And then we have the live music at the end, and it was so beautiful to see the fusion of the two. So tell me.
It was absolutely moving. It was more than beautiful. After Monday night, I was like, I'm not sure I can do this 3 more nights. Seriously. Yeah. This is tough. That's some tough work there. But then I went into Tuesday, and I was like, it was so beautiful, and all I could feel was just this magnificent love. And the music is beautiful. The people are beautiful. I mean, we end up and dance, and your soul feels like it just wants to leap up, you know, and dance. It was great. And Tuesday gave me the encouragement. You can do this. You can do this. So you're gonna come back for Wednesday.
Oh, I'm glad you did.
Yeah.
And for you, darling, how was Tuesday?
Tuesday was magnificent. Tuesday for me was meeting God, meeting Source, and you know, I got the message, you are God. And I was like, I'm not God, you know, like I was just like, I don't understand that. And I was trying to check and balance my ego with that messaging the whole time, and it said, yes, you are God. You know, God is within you, and it's not out there, you know, except for every person is God, and you should greet them and bless them every time, because, you know, they're always teaching you something, and they're always bringing you something. And when you do that, then I just feel like everything is in much more alignment. You know, we're normal, we're human beings. There's going to be times when we argue with people and things just, we have disagreements and things aren't working out. But then you just have to return back to your part in it. Like Lisa said earlier on, like she was showing what is your part in it, in creating that unhappiness. Because that stuff is yours, and you can control that. The rest you just have to leave to the divine. And so, you know, I was really close to Source, and there was a time when I felt Titus' energy come in to the room, and because he wasn't actually serving his medicine until the next day, his whole team and his whole entourage were kind of coming in, and I felt them checking the room and making sure everybody was okay and getting to know people, and kind of like picking up all their hopes and dreams and just collecting them so they could be ready for the next day.
Oh, that's beautiful. That is so beautiful, and it's so true, that download that you got. It's like we are all God, and it's not from an ego point of view, it's just the truth of it. So we are consciousness experiencing consciousness.
Yeah.
And I love something that Titus said. He said, you know, there was one point, like years and years ago, that we were all this, we were all at pure consciousness.
Right.
But then the mind got involved, and then things got confused, and we forgot who we were. And now we have to drink this sacred brew to be reminded of the divine in us, you know, the pure consciousness that we are. And that's all the medicine is doing. It's just reminding us who we are and getting all the crap, the mind chatter, all the trauma stored, all gone, to get us back to the pure essence. And that to me was just like, wow, you know, that makes so much sense. It's beautiful. So on a Taita week, it's a different structure. So when Taita comes, he likes to do 2 ceremonies back to back, so 2 full nighters, 2 big night parties. And so we change up the structure a bit. And so Wednesday and Thursday is Taita and the whole tribe's nights for healing. So let's get into how Wednesday night was for you both.
Wednesday was an intense evening.
I heard. I wasn't there, but I did hear.
Yes, it was very, very intense. But I saw beauty in it. I saw so much beauty in how the shamans, the assistants to the shaman were helping the people, and the energy that they surround them with so much love when they're going through their journey. And every tool that the shaman has, from like their, I don't know the names from everything, but yes, and the oils and the scents and the, you know, the perfumes and stuff, and the noises that the sounds that they make. I saw everything has a purpose, and I saw how gentle they were with, you know, with the people, you know, when they're going through their journey, because it's a very delicate, very sacred experience. And they're not just there, you know, just doing their thing. They're there to help everyone on their journey and to become their highest self and live their best life. And there were so many of them too. And I cried. And then I also saw the beauty in, you know, some of the people, when they would see someone, and like me, we're told that we're to leave everybody in their own journey, but by Wednesday, we all have already formed bonds, because we're going through something, you know, so sacred and so intimate. It's special, and you really bond in a way you don't do in typical vacations and things like that.
Even with normal friends. You know?
Yeah, right. And so I would see somebody that's in their own journey, and then they might stop because they see someone else and they want to help, and, you know, but they know that they are not to participate, but the assistant shamans and stuff were always there. But it was just, I saw the beauty of mankind, and I'm like, there's so much goodness in people, but we don't unfortunately get to hear about it that often. But I got to witness it with all these people. I don't know how many people were here this week.
Yeah, like 80, like full house.
Oh, wow. But there were 80 beautiful people, and, you know, they come from all ranks of life. They all have different situations going on. They're all here to heal, you know, some similar things and some very, very different things. And some are very, very deep, and some of them are very, you know, dark. And you see them getting their miracle, and you see them being lifted, and you see their faces when we come in on Monday and we're having, you know, breakfast and lunch together and talking, and then you see the change in Tuesday and then change in Wednesday. So by Wednesday, I'm just in love with everybody. And so for me, it was extremely intense. You know, I could see that other people were having a very, very intense experience, and I just thought it was beautiful.
Yeah, I love that. I'll tell you one thing I noticed when I was in LA last week. You know, it was like different being in the outside world again, and I'm like walking past everyone, hi, just like what I would do here, and it was like, like just, you know, not looking at me and not wanting to engage, and I'm a hugger and stuff, so I was just like, wow, like, you know, as humans in the outside world is such a disconnection, and then in here it's just like, it's like a big love bubble, right? Like I can, like, when you walk past someone, everyone's so happy and like greets everyone, even if it's just a smile. It's just, I find that that's what we've kind of lost, that connection to each other, whereas here it's like instilled back into us. And that's what, when people come in here and then leave, it's like you're spreading your light worker, light warrior energy, even if it is just in a smile. There's so much power in smiling at someone that you might need it that day. And I find that
really magical here as well, because sometimes you just know who needs a hug, you know who needs
I was about to say, I got some of the best hugs of my life and it feels good. Hugs feel good.
Well, release oxytocin, you know, there's
absolutely
science in it.
Yeah, and you connect with people, and sometimes you're just thinking about a person and they'll just magically turn up, or you know, there's just so much divine alignment. And
that happened with us in ceremony. Such a magical moment. I knew I had to get up and walk outside, and then she came up to me and she's like, I was calling you in my head. I was like, oh my God. I love it when that happens, because you're so connected, and the head, you know, the ego is out of the way, so it's like you truly are connected to messages. Like, we are all intuitive, we are all empathic, we all have these abilities, we are all healers, and so the medicine just scrapes back all the crap that blocks us from the true power that we have. And then the medicine, you're constantly reminded, because you're like, wow, that was such a powerful moment, us hugging it out on the yoga day. And I was like,
that was beautiful, under the stars.
Yeah, it was a moment, we had a moment. Bless you. You girls, it's so amazing. So Wednesday was very powerful for you both.
Yes, it was. It was amazing. For me, when I first came here to Rythmia, one of my questions was, what is my purpose? Because I truly knew I didn't belong in the corporate world, or if I did belong, I wanted her to show me, like, what is it I should be doing, because I think I'm not working in the right environment, or maybe it's the wrong industry or whatever. And the first thing she said to me is, you're a healer, B. And I kind of cracked up, you know, I just laughed at her. You know, when I say her, I'm talking about like the guidance, the energy of Mother Ayahuasca, and I just call it her. And I had a consultation, like I could talk to her, you know, in my head and while I was on the medicine. And I just laughed and I said, you've got the wrong sister, because my sister was actually a meditation yoga instructor. And I feel like she's more illuminated than I am, you know. And so I was like, no, I'm the corporate monkey, she's the one who's the healer, you know, you've obviously got the wrong sister. And she laughed at me and she said, no, I got the right sister. And then I watched as she put light into my hands, and I asked her, what does that mean? And she was like, oh, you'll find out later. And the corporate A-type in me wanted to understand right now, you know, but I had to go back, and I went back for 6 months and I integrated. And then, you know, I asked some of my friends, and they went, oh, that's Reiki. And I was like, wait, what? What's Reiki? And then fast forward to 1.5 years later, I'm now a Reiki master, and I have been doing Reiki and energy work. I also have studied to be a doula, done a shamanism program, which is, I'd call it much shamanism, because it's not like, you know, meeting with indigenous elders or anything, but it's like the, you know, the closest thing I can get to that being corporate America still. And it's just opened up so much for me. And so for me, when I saw you, we had a conversation, and it was a brilliant conversation. Not to say too much about it, but things are opening up for me there as well, and I'm just so grateful. And I, you know, just you know, ever in, you know, humility about how much all of the assistants and the shamans and the helpers and everybody who even puts your mattress out and cleans the place, like, there's so much like clarity and kind of a clear path that is created for you to have your healing here. And you know, all of those people are here to serve. And that's something that's been calling to me, and we'll see how that unfolds. But it's had a great conversation with you on the yoga deck, and but I'm just watching it unfold more and more every day.
And I love that, because I saw you like stepping into your power and really helping people. And Carlos had asked you specifically, you know, to step into your power.
When I got to ceremony, Carlos, again, he's the translator for Taita. I kind of felt like I needed to find him before I drank and my first cup, and I found him, and I said, you know, am I supposed to be here? Am I supposed to be somewhere else? I'm just not feeling. And he was like, he looked at me, he goes, you're supposed to be right here. And I said, okay. And then I looked at him, and he looked at me and he said, would you like to assist today? And I was just like blown away, because the night before I had seen that I was ready, and I didn't know what I was ready for. So it just unfolded the next day, and then Carlos asked me to assist in ceremony, and I was just like, my dreams have come true. Oh my gosh, like I can't believe this is actually really happening. I had to almost pinch myself, and I was just so honored and grateful for that opportunity. And he said, go through your process, and when you're done, you'll be assisting. And truly, when I went through my own process, and then at times I was told to get up, and then this person needs this, go walk over here. There was times when I was dancing and was just guided towards dancing towards people. And you know, normally you have this anxiety about that, and, oh, I don't want to dance in front of people, I don't want to put them off their own process. But it wasn't even my moves. There was some new moves going on. And,
healing through movement.
Yeah, absolutely. It was like just channeling something. And then in the morning when I met with, you know, some of the, you know, people here, they were like, oh, you came to my mattress at the right time. I was going through something so difficult, and I saw you, and I was just focusing on you dancing, and it just made me so happy, and I was able to move through that moment that was really difficult for me. So I truly feel that it's like so divinely orchestrated and guided that, you know, I just give it up and I just go with whatever I'm told to do in that moment. And I'm just so blessed to have been able to assist on Title Week as well.
I know, right? It's such a blessing. Me too.
Yeah.
It's just such a gift and an honor to work with such a profound tribe. It's like, and even just being here is just such a blessing.
Yeah.
When was the first time that you drank medicine? What year?
August 2017.
Wow, and who'd have thought that you would be stepping into medicine woman role? Would you have ever thought that? No.
Like I told you, I'm a corporate monkey. I really am. I've been 18 years in the corporate world and working for all kinds of companies that are really well known. And you know, this wasn't anything that called to me. I'd never even done any kind of, you know, drugs or anything like that. So, you know, even being here today is kind of like being outed in a way.
Yeah.
So I was telling Candice, I said, you're outing me today.
Yes,
You're outing us both
today
to this world. But it's really a place where,
It's the truth.
it's the truth, and we're actually standing in our truth now. And you know, this is who we are.
Instead of being fearful of what the
Yes,
corporate world's
exactly.
going to think, what people are going to think, it's like, well, now you've done the medicine. It's like we know what the truth is, and we know where true home is.
Yes.
You know, and it's
Yes.
like this isn't our true home. You know, this is consciousness experiencing consciousness, and so we have to move aside from the fears and live in truth, and then our truth helps other people. And so once we realize that, it's such another level of freedom that we never even knew. So this is like part of your, you know, coming out process. It's just to live in the true you, like the true essence of you.
And I feel so whole. You know, everything that was missing from like 1.5 years ago, it's almost been rebuilt and realigned and put together in a better way. And I'm just so comfortable in my own skin, and I just, you know, I know my path, I know exactly who I am, I know where I've got to go, and I just feel like I'm just no longer experiencing anxiety and loneliness and ego in the same way. You know, that's what this brings you. This brings you alignment in yourself, and it guides you there. And everyone here is just here to help you. You have to do the work. You have to, you know, get from A to B yourself.
It's not easy, but it's worth it.
Easy, you know, and I have friends who are like, you're drinking again, and I was like, look, this is what I've been guided to do, you know. And sometimes I thought, like, am I that broken that I have to drink and keep drinking, you know? But I just kept being called back, and it's not always, you know, stuff because you're broken. It's stuff because you're healers, and because your energy helps the other people in the room. And so the times I've come back, I'm not always working on myself. I'm sometimes sending out love and energy to the whole world. And you just, you know, learn that, you know, you get what you need, but you might not get what you want.
Yeah,
you don't really get what you
yeah,
need.
let go of expectations, people. They set you up for failure. Just come and surrender to what is and whatever she wants to show you. because when people come with expectations and they're not met, then they feel like, oh, I didn't get my miracle. But then I'll be like, okay, let's talk about some of your peak experiences. Well, I saw an alien, and I'm like, well, I would kind of class that as a miracle.
Yeah.
So it's like it's perception and expectations. It's like let go of that and just be in the moment and be in it. And it's so beautiful. And I love that Carlos asked you to do that, because I don't recall him ever doing that. So you know what I mean? So there's something very special, and there's a message obviously in that. You're listening to it anyway. So it's like next steps. It's all happening, baby. It's all unfolding.
I'm just really grateful. Thank you for everything, Candice.
Oh, babe, I love you.
Yeah.
I love you. Love you. Thursday. I was there, and it was magnificent for me. For me personally, I drank the medicine, and I had a little like cough sweet in my mouth, and then I was like semi-choking on the cough sweet, and I was trying to be quiet because it was the first 2 hours. So I'm like, and I took myself to the bathroom, and then I like tried to cough it up, but then the medicine came up too, and I was like, oh, for God's sake, I just drank it, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna have to be patient till the next cup. Sat there, and I kind of felt the warmness of her, but what happens is if you drink the medicine and you purge it up, the essence of her is still gone in you. So you can still get the connection. But I didn't go as deep as I usually would. And so when the second round came, so funny because I drank it and then I sat down for 5 minutes and then I literally purged straight away. And I've never done that. And I was like, oh, what is going on? Like, you know, Taita comes once every 3 months and, you know, I need as much as I can get in. But on the second cup, because I told Taita that I didn't get any visions the first time because it just came out, I felt warm and everything. He done a blessing on me, you know, he did a vision blessing, everything. Yeah. And then as soon as it came out, I saw everything. So it was as if the medicine stayed in and everything just went, my whole world opened, and it was another beautiful Taita ceremony. So how was Thursday for you guys?
Well, for me, it changed my life. That was the moment, that was the night that my life going forward will never be the same.
Aww.
Never be the same. That was the night that my soul merged back with me, or I merged back with my soul. It was the night that my heart was healed. And my journey was a very intense, very deep one. And I had the most beautiful angels around me through the evening. You know, Michelle, Bruce, Scott, Carlos. I love you. I love you. I love you
so much.
And it was transforming. I mean, I saw not only that I get, you know, remerged with my soul, but I had this awakening, you know, experience where I could see that it's all about love. It's all about the light, and we are the light. We are the love, and that we make a difference by choosing love every time. And that, you know, how the universe works. I mean, it's going to take me like 6 months to kind of break it all down. Yeah. So for whatever reason, you know, Mother Aya felt like she needed to show me some things, and they are marvelous. This is a marvelous world. People out there are beautiful. They don't know how beautiful they are. They don't know how special they are, and you know, we need to know that. Everyone needs to know, you know, that they are the light. Mm-hmm. That if we each in our own individual aspect just show love, choose love, that we change the world. Mm-hmm. We change the world literally. And I saw where we're all one. And it was like from source fractaling itself out to fragments, which is all of us, and how we're in a transition of him gathering us together again, himself or herself. Yeah. You know, source, God is gathering herself together to join us all back to that oneness again. And it's happening at every level when we become more and more love, you know, and we show more love to each other. It takes that part of ourselves and God that's not so light, that's in the dark, that might be lost, and it is gathering them together into itself. And it's it's uniting itself back together. We're transitioning to that oneness. And it was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life.
I know the feeling, babe. It's magnificent, isn't it?
All I have to say is, instead of focusing on all the darkness in the world, and it's there, it will break your heart. If all of you would just focus on love, focus on the light, the next thing that is light, it will take you to the next level. And that's how we all come together and we change this world. That's how we all come together and we make a difference. If we focus on the news and war and campaigns and stuff, we get distracted.
Yeah.
Get distracted. It's a distraction, and it will make you sad. It'll make you angry.
It keeps us in fear.
And it will keep you in
easily
fear.
to be controlled.
And if you want your power back, choose love every time. And God will show you how. Because I was like, how do I go back and integrate all of this into the regular world? How do I go back to my corporate job and integrate what I saw, what I experienced? I wasn't just told this. My vision was an experience of seeing how it's all changed, and how each individual makes an impact. And, it's just, it's practice. And you just got to know, choose love every time. And your vibration will increase, and you will increase the vibration of others around you. And slowly, we will change the world.
It's so true, and you put that so beautifully. Thank you for that. That's it. That's the base of it. It's just like living from an unconditional, healed heart source.
Yeah.
It's like once you've healed your heart and you're operating from this infinite source of love, you have so much to give that it's not about love accounting. It's like, I've given you love, so you've got to give me love back. It's like, no, I'm just going to give love because I've got so much to give.
Yes,
It's just the gift that keeps giving.
I just have so much love. I just want to give it to the world. I just want to give love to the world. If you are not in a good place and you're not showing love back, I don't care.
Yeah.
Give love back to the world. Give love back.
And it allows you to have compassion for people that are in a tight spot. It's like, well, hang on, I've been there. Yeah, I've been there, and I don't know, but I've got a good smile for you, and I've got a bit of love for you.
Maybe a hug.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. But it's true, and it's like, and it doesn't matter how it's received or anything. It's like we're planting seeds wherever we go, and then we've done our bit. We don't have to like try and shake people, wake that up. We don't have to do it like that. It's just like a hug, a simple smile, encouraging words, whatever it is. But it's so true. Once you operate from that, it's healing you, but then it's rippling out into your world.
Yes. Well, come to Rythmia because you can experience it yourself. We've been told, if you study, the multitude of religions will say, oh, we're one, it's all love, God is love, we're love. But it's hard for the rational mind to conceptualize that. Yeah. And once you experience it, it changes your life forever. And all I can say is it is real. It is real. It makes a difference. Choosing love makes a difference. And you will feel it. Just practice it. Just do it. And see.
Are you listening
if
to
it doesn't make your life better.
It's so true. Like love is fuel. It's what we all need. Thank you for that.
Yes, I consider it such a blessing.
I love that. Thank you. I love you. I love you both. Love.
Oh, I was loving everybody.
Yeah.
I'm still in love with everybody.
It's a good feeling, isn't it?
It
feels,
is. It's
like a healing feeling. It's just when we're operating in fear, it doesn't feel good.
No.
And it damages us on so many levels. But love, it just heals, and there's no way to like hurt yourself in that moment because it's unconditional and it's not wanting to receive something back. So it's such a beautiful gift, especially when it's unconditional. That's the main thing. And that is definitely what the medicine shows us, isn't it? It's just beautiful.
And it does fit in the corporate world.
Yeah.
Because everyone needs love.
Yeah, exactly. How was your Thursday, honey?
Thursday for me was a culmination of the Monday, the Tuesday, the Wednesday, the Thursday. And Thursday was an interesting night. Just about it didn't go according to normal plan of tighter weeks, I think.
It's totally different.
It was
different than I've ever had. But I think when he gets a download, he just does whatever he's being told.
Right.
And it was very different to what I've experienced. But you know, Wednesday's the bitter, and then Thursday's the sweet, and I really felt the sweetness.
Yeah.
I really felt that coming through.
And it was just so wonderful to like kind of come back it into yourself, and then you watched him go around, and he's like healing people in their beds even, and giving them blessings, and that was just so magnificent to watch. And for me, it was just you know, coming here to Rythmia is a process that you go through. You know, on day one you might have a really good one, or not see much at all, or just have something really dark and heavy, and you know, all week it's just an unfoldment of, you know, the final day. And the final day, everybody just looks at each other, and you just look at their faces, and they just look like different people. You know, I know when I went back into the corporate world after my first week, people were like stopping me in the corridor, you know, all these attorneys and people that I was working with, and they would be like, what did she do differently? And I'd be like, oh, I cut my bangs. And they were like, no, that's not what it is. And I was like, oh, well, I've lost 5 pounds. And they're like, no, that's not what it is. And I was like, well, I've got a tan. I just came back from Costa Rica. They were like, no, babe, you just look really peaceful. And it was really, I just was all giggly when they said that, you know, and it was true. I was really peaceful.
It's because as well we store like energy, so you know, we store it in our face, and even though we don't realize it, when we drink the medicine, it takes all that out, and so we are able to have a different smile and deep glint in our eyes, and
it's like a spiritual
and a glow. It is. It's just a natural glow. That's why we call it the afterglow when you drink the medicine, because it really just takes out the trauma, so the body's not so low, and it just allows you to just life's fantastic.
Yeah, and so many people here, they look like at least 5 or 10 years younger than when they
I know, look at Scotty, he's like 52. Like, what? Yeah. Sorry if I wasn't meant to say that, but you look 21, mate. Seriously, do you know what I mean? No, it's like, it's just incredible how it really does change people's appearances. Because even Gerry says, you know, what you'll notice after the medicine is you all got a lot more attractive.
Yeah.
Because you're just, it's a glow that you can't even put words on it, because it just literally lifts everything out.
Yeah, and then after like my Rythmia experiences, I keep in touch with, you know, some of the tribe, I'll call them, you know, that you really connect with. And I'll be honest with you, like I walked away and I've spent like Labor Day with some of those wonderful people who are new friends, and you know, hi Becky, and I didn't even know what each other did. Like, well, what do you do though? Like, you know, I know your name, I know where you come from, but I know your soul, because I've seen your soul and it's beautiful. And I felt so connected, and it's almost like it doesn't matter. I don't care whether you're a plumber or an attorney or, you know, a fireman, you know, like it doesn't matter. Like those are just labels. I see your heart, I see you, and we just connect, and that's it. And, you know, you just make such amazing friends who are, you know, just your own tribe that kind of can lift you up. And, you know, we've all been supporting each other. You know, I've gone to 4 Rythmias, and I'm lucky enough, I've got like soul families from each one now. And you
this
know,
is a
and then this
beautiful
this is
soul
another
relationship.
Sure. Yeah, we'll be keeping in touch for sure. I think we made some, you know, a good girlfriend for sure. And, you know, the rest of it is just, as I said, it just continues to unfold, and it's just recognizing it. It's helped me to recognize the beauty in life and see that again. It was almost like I kind of like died and I had to be resuscitated, but like I was filled back in with love and light, and that's the only way I can explain it. It's like I'm totally at peace with my life and totally at peace with what happens. I don't have to control it anymore. I'm not the A-type I used to be, you know, and I'm just allowing it to be organized in the way it's going to show up.
And now it seems like you're steering down the medicine woman road, which is amazing.
Yeah,
I can see that.
Ooh,
well, we'll see. Oh, I love that. It's so when Tighter comes, it's just the next level of healing. He definitely brings something so different, and definitely, judging by your experiences, you felt that.
Tighter something else.
Like when he walked around and it was healing everyone. It's so funny. So I was waiting outside the bathroom, and Bernie, you know, the man who's in the wheelchair. There's a beautiful man who's in the wheelchair, and he can't move his body at all. So, like, you know, he's needing like constant assistance and everything. So he's just such an amazing man. He's like, what is he, like 80?
Well, he doesn't like saying his age.
Oh,
but like,
okay.
What you reminds me of
Sorry.
is that beautiful man in Up. He's like the real incarnation of that gentleman
Yes.
from
Yes, he's so amazing, and he was in the bathroom, and so I was waiting outside, and literally I like blinked, and then I had Taita and the whole crew around me doing their blessings on me, and I was just like, what happened here? And I'm like, I'll take it. Ah. And I've never had that before, and so I felt my whole body tingling and everything, and then like they went, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
It was different and beautiful, and I felt the power in that healing moment. It was profound, seriously. It's
I was part of the healing circle on Wednesday night, and I mean, I felt so much love intensely. I thought it was just going to fly out of my body. Seriously, I mean, it was really, really.
There's real magic in it. There's no mistake why they use everything, you know, like every single thing is purposefully picked and utilized because they have a frequency. They can, like different plants, the wire, you know, it's like we are water, we're 75% water, so they're speaking to the molecular structure of our bodies and reorganizing the energy. And when they're spitting the shandu, it's like reorganizing the energy after a purge. It's like every single thing they do is
the oils that
the aguas de Florida. It's like bringing back the sweetness into you. You know, it's like you're getting out the bitterness with the medicine, and then they're rubbing back the sweetness in you, and it's powerful. I mean, I've been doing the sweet baths. I've got a blessed bottle of the sweet bath brew from Taita, and it really does make a difference. Like after doing the medicine, you get all the bitterness out, and then if you just bathing yourself in the sweet bath, it really does make you feel that sweetness back into you. So fill yourself back up with all that goodness. It's incredible. So Friday, breathwork. Did you both go? Yeah.
Oh yes.
How was it?
It was amazing. It was like a ceremony all over again. I literally was transported into the realm of angels. I saw angels around me. And it was they were speaking to me. It was beautiful. It was just absolutely beautiful.
Oh, I love that. It's so powerful, isn't it, when breath actually enables visions and enables you to connect to that realm just by breathing.
Yeah, it's really picked up from ceremony from Thursday night, and it was just like I was in ceremony. It was really amazing.
That's so beautiful. So you'll definitely be doing it post here, continuing the breath?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. How was it for you?
Breathwork for me was pretty amazing. I mean, one of the things that I was shown recently was not very musical. I've never been musical, and I was taken back to a time when I was 7, and the music teacher was picking people for the music class. And, you know, I went up there really wanting to be picked, and he said, you know, sing, and then he sang a note, and I tried to copy him, and he was like, no. And then he kind of like motioned for me like that. And then all my life I've told myself, oh, I'm not musician, I'm not musical, you know, I'm no good. And it's just so interesting that something that happened to me when I was 7, for the rest of my life, I never picked up a musical instrument. I'm really pleased to say that, like, about 4 months ago, I bought a guitar, and I've been playing that thing, and I've just been like, you know, that one event is not going to dictate whether I'm good at something or not, but like it just really, you know, showed me that I can be whatever I want to be, and it's no one's ever going to tell me that I can't be whatever it is. And so I bought myself a guitar at many years old. I'm not going to tell you my age, but, and I'm learning for the first time, and it's coming so easily, and it's just like a flow, and it's beautiful. And I was lucky enough to go to another Taita retreat, and Taita has these amazing musicians that come here, by the way, and they are
oh my gosh,
off the
violin, guitar, drums, flutes, like
just
next level talent.
Hand drums, And so I was lucky enough to have a lesson from Gabrielle, and
wow,
I learned like a whole song in 45 minutes of one lesson, and I just couldn't even believe it, the flow that we had, and I was just like, wow, I'm truly in my alignment
tapped
now.
into your creativity.
So then in my breathwork class, it was actually making me sing, you know, when we were doing toning, and I was just singing, and that's another thing that I've told myself I'm not good at. And it was just like, you know, you're good at it, and I've been seeing it in my ceremonies to sing and find my voice, and it was just like making me do all the ranges and the tonal work, and I just felt like sounds silly, but like I felt like I had the voice of an angel.
Oh, you're gonna have to sing for me later.
No, I don't. But like, at least that's what I felt like. And the most important thing is I felt like,
yeah, exactly.
You know, and
that's
whether
the
it was
main
or
thing.
not, or it should be limited to the car or the shower.
Oh,
that's to be determined.
Don't stop that. Go with the first thing. Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah.
That's so beautiful. I love that when we get out of our own way and then we tap into just. Because I always say to people, like, what have you always wanted to do? Is there a hobby? Is there anything? Like when I'm teaching yoga, I'll get people to lay back and open their hearts and start really thinking about what do you truly want to do? What do you want? Not what your mum wants, your partner wants. What do you truly want? Is there anything that you wish you had done but hadn't? It's like, do it.
Yeah,
like,
it's so
start
funny
it.
That just reminded me when I was, again, 7 seems to be the age when I wanted to do things. But when I was 7, I wanted to be an astronaut. And then a boy, had told me that girls aren't astronauts.
Yeah.
And then I just decided, oh, okay. But this time I was just here and looking at the stars one night. And I have to say, the stars are pretty amazing in Costa Rica. If you don't come for anything else, come look at the stars.
Oh my gosh, they are.
They are just amazing, and the moon.
And I do believe you've been an astronaut, 4 times here. So you kind of done that.
Good point. And they just had me journey like an astronaut, and they were like, don't forget what you wanted, don't forget your desires and your dreams.
And it's never too late, It's like you can never truly fail if you don't quit.
Yeah, NASA called me.
Yeah. She's free.
You can fly to the moon
Yeah.
now.
I love that. That's truly beautiful. It's true. It's like we have to tap into what, when we're a child, we're the true essence of ourselves before we become the protected personality more so, and then we're more the actor in life to be what we think other people want us to be.
Right.
It's like the true essence of you wanted that. So like deep down there'll be that soul yearning for something like that, something like to nourish that part of you. And it's like, I'm so glad that you're doing the music now and you're flying to the moon and you're doing all these things. It's like, that's what it's all about. It's like not letting anybody else dictate what your life should be, not allowing anybody else to tell you, because nobody else has the authority to do that. It's like you know you better than you, and it's like between you and the mother co-creating this beautiful existence together, that's all that there should be. And it takes the medicine to kind of remind us that nobody else matters in that respect. It's like, what do I truly want? Because otherwise you live a life for somebody else, and then you wake up 10 years later and you're like, I'm not happy. And so it's like
empty.
Yeah.
Exactly, but now we know, and we're all happy, we're all on the right path. It's just so beautiful.
Yeah.
I love you both so much. I just have one more question.
Okay.
So, what would you say to somebody that was sitting on the fence coming to Rythmia? Do you have anything that you would like to say? Just anything, because you had doubts for 2 years. So, anything that comes up?
I would say it was one of the most challenging weeks of my life, but it was the most rewarding week of my life so far. And I think that it literally has started the first week of my new life. I really do. And I would say, you gotta wanna do this. If you you can go to a therapist for 20, 30 years, or you can come to Rythmia, really work it out. It's not when we say it's tough, there's people who will leave. We had one guy leave and came back.
Yeah, I know. I'm so proud of him.
So, yes. And so it's when you're faced with everything. You're faced with who you are, your fears, all your doubts, all your insecurities, but it gives you the tools to overcome them, and it heals them. And you're a new person. You're a new being. You're not the same person when you leave here that you came, and I can attest to that. So I would say, do it. Do it. You're worth it. You're worth it. Everybody's worth it.
Yeah.
Go get your soul. Get your soul. Bring it home. In the heart. That's what I would say.
That needs to be a commercial. I love that. Thanks, Dave.
So I would just say, check in with yourself in your life at the moment and think about what's keeping you in it that, you know, is not worth coming. You know, it's a week. You know, that's it. It's a week. You come here, you meet some people, you swim in the pool, you look at the stars, you drink some ayahuasca, no big deal, and then you go back to your life. And it doesn't mean that you're gonna quit your business or become a yoga teacher
or live in a cave for 15 years,
or, you know, become a medicine woman or man or whatever it is. You go back to your life. I've seen so many people who have had just a huge creative jolt and then have gone on and formed businesses that are making millions of dollars. You know, it can give you so much, and don't be standing in the fear anymore. You know, the world needs you to be awake, you know, and to be whole
and have a heart.
Most importantly, you need you to be awake. So this is one way, this is one tool, this is one modality. Come try it out. There's nothing to lose.
Don't you just love these two? Oh, thank you so much. It all worked out so perfectly.
Yes.
I love you. Lots of oxytocin going. Oh, thank you so much. Wow, what a beautiful interview that was. That was truly incredible. Thank you so much. And I know that you'll touch so many people, because there's a lot of people in the corporate world and confused with just anybody who's in their job and just not happy, you know, or in their life not happy. And so thank you very much, and very eloquently put, ladies. Love, love, love.
Thank you.
So it has been an incredible week of healing here. Taito always brings the medicine, and if you've been here before and you have yet to write on TripAdvisor your experience, please, please, please do. We're currently voted #1 resort in the world on TripAdvisor, and we are touching more and more lives and getting people here to heal. So if you've yet to put your experience, please do share from the heart and just share what happened, and so that we can help other people. Because like I say, when I was here in 2016, there was me and 3 other people in ceremony, and I was like, is this ever going to take off? Like, I didn't even know the word ayahuasca, and I thought I knew quite a bit. And then it's just rippled out. Now we get between 60 to 80 people every week. So things are waking up. Once you're voting with your dollar and you're paying for places like this, it's like, you know, when you pay for organic food, it's like you are voting with that dollar. And instead of like going to big corporations that are funding war, and you're going to the farmers market instead, it's that kind of energy exchange that we want this monetary system to be about. So invest in you. Come here and really heal and do the work. And we are all here, and we cannot wait to support you. We love what we do. We really, really do. I even film myself and follow myself around here just to give you an insight of what's going on behind the scenes. So if you want to check out Candice Marie Fox, my YouTube channel, I just literally interview some of the guest speakers that we have, and then just follow myself around just so that you can have an insight of what's going on each time, and just to get you more comfortable with me, so that we can hug it out straight away and you kind of get to know who I am. And then also just to know that you are so loved and so supported, and we truly are here for each and every one of you. So thank you. Let's just check if there's any questions. Kaleo, I love you and miss you. Hey guys, love seeing you all. Sending love, light, and good energy to you. He's an incredible Hawaiian god. Greg, hello from Minneapolis. Hey. Hey, Mary. Claudia, we love you. Veronica, hi. Oh yes, and you, if you want to book in, call this number. And our team in the Malibu offices, they will help you and support you and go through any questions that you have, any medical questions. If you're on any medication and you're just a bit unsure about things, we have an amazing team there who will be happy to answer everything and anything you need. Wayne will be here in February the 24th. Looking forward to seeing you, Wayne.
Hi,
and Angel. Me too. Oh, fantastic. We've got people conversing about coming at the same time. Love it. It's already starting.
Yeah, your soul family already connecting.
One's from New Mexico, one's from Canada. Fantastic. Oh, you guys. Ellis, it's so good to hear your stories. I really need to come back. Come back. Okay, Stacia or Stacia. I'm sorry if I said that wrong. Does the drink taste gross? Well, it tastes like chocolate milk. No. It's not the nicest, but it tastes bitter. So you got to think it's a bitter herb. So if you think about in naturopathy, you know, when you have bitter herbs, they draw toxins out better. So like drawing, especially from the liver and things like that. So the bitter the brew, the more healing. So the fouler tasting, the better it is. And so, I mean, actually, in saying that, I think Tuesday's brew actually tasted quite sweet. It was actually quite sweet. So it just depends, because every time they brew it, it's different, different intentions, different healing, and it also depends on what the medicine wants for us as a collective. I wouldn't say it's the best tasting, but what it does totally negates any taste whatsoever.
Yeah. You want your healing so bad
that
you just get over the flavor.
Yeah, it's true. It's like, and you see people queuing up for 3, 4, 5 rounds, and it's like, I suppose it's like childbirth, you know? It's like it's painful, but you keep going back for more because of the gift that you get from it. Jeanette, thank you, ladies. Aww. Sabrina, are you guys accepting any cryptocurrency? Not to my knowledge, babe, but call Malibu. I'm not 100% certain about that. Everybody should, but I'm not too sure. Jodie, you beautiful ladies have me crying. Thank you. Can't wait to manifest my trip. It's coming, honey. It is so coming. Oh, Gerry's online. Hi, Gerry. We love you, and we just want to thank you so much for everything. You're a legend, and yeah, like creating this space and listening to the moon. It would only have been you that would have done that kind of thing at first, and now we're opening the gateway for everybody and anybody to do this medicine. So Sam here in NYC, I'm booked for the week of April the 7th. Super excited, and we are super excited to have you here. Hope, I'm booked in May. Looking forward to meeting you. I will be here. Cecilia, thank you. You are so welcome. We've got so many beautiful people online. Hi, Christian. Got TM, Susie, lots of past guests. Jeff, hi. We love you. We miss you. We can't wait to see you all again. It's just, and Ross from Bula Cafe, we love you and we miss you too. And just thank you all so much for tuning in. It's just been such a beautiful week, and this has been a really beautiful interview. And I will see you all next week before Christmas. Oh, actually, no, I'm lying. I won't be here next week because I'm flying to the UK, but the beautiful Meg Pearson is going to be here covering. So that will be beautiful because she is amazing. So we will speak to you all soon. Mwah!